Thanks a lot again. So if I will go on the next slide today, I would like to, to provide you a quick view of our deep Earth, only in a few slides, the time I have. And we can move to the next one. As you just heard, my career was one dedicated to the geomagnetism mainly. And it's very important for us to know the role of the magnetic field. And I'm very happy because Hermann Luhr already before me just approached a view of these very important features of the magnetic field as a dipole decay or magnetic force velocities or rate of the change of the field intensity or South Atlantic anomaly, which becomes today South Atlantic American anomaly. So all these are very important topics, and maybe each can represent a full talk. However, today I would like to bring you to the deep Earth. And if we go to the next slide, here it's really something I fully think that it's new and important, and I would like to share with you. What we know about the core mental boundary and about the core are information mainly provided by seismology or by numerical simulations or by experiments in the lab. However, we think that it's possible to have also more constraints or the complex processes at the core mental boundary using in a synergetic way information from magnetic and gravity fields as well as rotation. We have a few hints about the magnetic field, of course, and again, we just heard about. We have very good information about how the gravity field changes, and we have information about length of day. But what is important is just to put them together, and mainly to try to have information from these specific three observables during the last decades. Why? Because we have satellite measurements and we have really the needed accuracy to find very thin signals. On one side, we have from magnetic field, jump and swirl satellites, and for gravity, we have data provided by GRACE or GRACE follower. Just to show you a few of these correlations, we can move on the next slide. And here we can see the correlation between the decadal variation here in full red cycles put together with estimation given by the core flows for length of the day. In a very recent study, we are able to see that the LOD variations are on different scales and that the residuals have very intriguing behavior at the interdecadal variations. And these variations are really important for us, as I said, because of the availability of satellite data. However, the satellite data give us full information about characteristic of the Earth. And in the next slide, what we can see, for example, having a look on the gravity field, lots of sources are together, and it's very important for us to find the core signal of interest, which is plotted here in red or yellow, and we need to minimize the other information. I would like to say, even it will be very nice to be able to estimate correctly all the other information from atmospheric ocean loading and tides, or from hydrology and post-glacial rebound effects, or even other effects which are not modelized, and like this to be able really to have the signature of the core. This is a very difficult job, and a few years ago, as I show in the next slide, we were able to use satellite data from CHAMP and for GRACE satellite, and to try to minimize all these different contributions in gravity anomaly and to keep only the tiny signal from the core, and to do exactly the same from magnetic field acceleration. It was possible for us to show for the very first time that it's possible to think about a correlation between these two fields. And on the left panel, you can see the temporal pattern. The scales here are of the order of something as 60 nanotesla per square year for the magnetic field acceleration, and some 900 nanogal for the gravity field. And on the right side, of course, you can see the special pattern for the magnetic and gravity field. And the huge question is here, which mechanism can be involved in order to explain this? And we continue the work during the last years, as you can see in the next slide. And here, first of all, it's shown a flow map at the core mental boundary, and also different components associated as geostrophic pressure, vertical displacement at the core mental boundary, vertical displacement at the surface, and gravity change at the surface. And what is nice to see is that what we
Mioara, unfortunately you cut out, so we can't hear you anymore. We still can't hear you.
Wo ist sie hin? Ist sie noch überhaupt noch da?
Ich weiß es ehrlich gesagt nicht.
Sie scheint gerade kurz raus zu sein. Ich glaube, sie kommt aber gleich wieder rein. Vielleicht geben wir noch kurz eine Minute. Das war unverhofft. Davor hat es so gut funktioniert.
Hello? Yes, you're in the help desk. Hi, can you hear me? Hi, I promoted you to host, so you could go on stage again. And the lecture hall.
Hello?
Ah, wonderful. Yeah, you're back.
Now we can hear you.
Oh my God.
Fantastic.
I need to come in Munich for sure. So coming back on this slide, what I wanted to say, just the model we propose is a model based on dissolution crystallization of the core mental boundary, which we thought could be seen as a dynamic topographic boundary. So what we obtain is that there is a good agreement between the core mental boundary amplitude of order of some 30 centimeters, and the rate of change in elevation of order centimeters per year. And this information are obtained from the observed gravity and magnetic field as provided by satellite data, but also as we obtain by this model predicted by cellular automotive model. So I'll go to the very last slide finally. Okay, and so the challenge, I don't know if you heard me. Okay, thank you. On the very last slide, what I want to say is that the challenge is really to be able to explain all these three very important information we have from magnetic field, gravity field, and length of day variations. And together with Véronique Déhan and Annie Cazenave, we were granted with an ERC Synergy grant graceful in 2020. And we work now just to try to explain the core flow at core mental boundary, the mass anomaly in hydrosphere and mental, in order to estimate the mass anomalies at the core mental boundary, and also to get information from length of the day in order to see and to get more information about the core angular momentum. This is really a very nice adventure, and once again, I would like to say that I'm happy to share this adventure with you during different talks and papers we have already produced, and I hope very much to be able during the next couple of years to come back maybe to you with a few of nice results. And I think I will stop here. And again, thanks a lot to everybody, and thanks a lot. I'm sorry for this complicated day, but for me it was really a huge, huge surprise. And thanks to everybody.
Thank you very much for your talk, and congratulations on the award. Are there any questions from the audience to you? So there we have a question, I think. Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, thanks for this very interesting presentation. I'm a seismologist, so I'm far from all what you do. But I was very interested in your statement that you observe this 30 centimeters, possibly observed 30 centimeters variation in crystallization and dissolution at the core mantle boundary. I would be interested in what is the time scale you're talking about? Is this a process over 10 years or over 1 year, or?
Yeah, this is a very nice question, and in fact, the time scales is decadal time scales, because what we were really able to take as information is from satellite data, and we wanted to provide a model to explain this variation over these decadal time scales.
Mm-hmm. And you did not mention seismology in your joint approach to better study this.
No,
does seismology play any role for this, or?
Well, I said at the beginning that of course we have many information from seismology, but in this project we wanted to focus on these three characteristics of the Earth. I'll be, of course, very, very happy to share and to have some colleagues from seismological field to be with us on the boat. But this combination from these three fields, gravity field, magnetic field, and Earth rotation variations, this is something new, and we try to put only this part this time together.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you to you.
Okay, other questions?
Okay.
Okay, there don't seem to be any questions anymore. So I would say let's thank again Mioara for her talk. It was a pleasure to have you here. It was a very nice talk, and congratulations
Thank you.
again for the award.
Thanks a lot. Thank you to everybody for this.